Good evening, everybody, and welcome again to my channel. Just wanted to say again, Happy New Year's to everybody. I did have my own special video that I just finished up actually talking about my 2015 and what I would like to see happen with this channel. Excuse me, in the year 2016, where improvements and all that fun stuff as well. So check that out when you do get a chance. Now here, in another general video, and these are my actual two videos that I'm doing right in a row for the first time in a long time. For one, and for two, ones that don't have a banner in the bottom left side. With usually it has a show logo or something there. That's because A, it's not a podcast episode, and B, because I wanted to get these things done uh, before getting close to the new year here, Central Time, so I could celebrate with family members that are here. So, but I did want to talk about the college football playoffs. New Year's Eve. Now they have the New Year's Eve six bowl games. Um, Two of them, obviously, the national championship semifinal. Now that we're in the playoff system, I still think that they should do and go to an 8 team, 12 team, 122 team. I don't really care. Put as many teams as you want there in there. I don't, like I said, I don't care. I enjoy playoffs. I enjoy um, those type of things. As I talk about, like for pro wrestling, I like elimination chamber kind of matches, Royal Rumbles, Battle Royals, even though it's a predetermined thing, is scripted. It's not fake, but it's scripted. Um, but I still enjoy watching it. Like King of the Ring tournaments, like I said, Elimination Chamber stuff where it's like a planned chaotic thing. It's just tournament styles, battle royals are fun. So like NFL playoffs coming up here for my NFL podcast, we'll enjoy talking about that and how anything really can happen there. Um, the Royal Rumble and WWE coming up in late January, and here college football playoff. And I really do hope that it does expand. I know it won't next year, maybe not even the year after that, but maybe in 2018 we'll have an 8 team or 10 team playoff, something like that, something where it's better. I mean, heck, you can use the NFL formula and have the 12 team playoff. You have 6 in the NFC, 6 in the AFC, 4 division champions, 2 wildcard spots, 6 for each conference, and that's how that works in the NFL. Now it's different in college, but they would figure out a way. There's smart people there at the top of college football and the NCAA and BCS and whoever else would have to work in that capacity together. They can get their stuff straight and make that work. They can really make anything work if they really want to. It's just if they would want to, their interest in it. If they have low interest, then they're not going to give, to try to get it done. But if they do have a high interest, then they're going to try to push that through and see if it'll happen. I would hope it does. I would think it would be best for them to have a 12 team, 16 team playoff system because I know a lot of people are hot and bothered by how many bowl games there are in general. So maybe they make the count to make the main thing being the national championship that everybody wants anyways, and have it with more teams in the mix in the dance, so to speak. Then you can get rid of the other bowl games. You can have other conferences actually represented at the national championship game. Actually giving the teams like last year should have been TCU and Baylor should have been there in the dance. And then I'm sure other teams in the past years, back when it was just the BCS national championship game, only 2 teams, one game in a long, long break in between the final week of the regular season in college football to the national championship game. Now, at least with the bowl system and the playoff system with the 4 teams, that break is not as long as it was previously, and I like that. I enjoy that. And if you have a 12 to 16 team playoff, you can still make it work financially, fiscally, and location wise. Bowl games, which one to use. Then you can have those New Year's Eve 6 bowl, so 6 bowl games, the New Year's Eve Six, I think they call them, is the tagline for them. All 6 of them having to deal with um, the playoffs, and then 6 others, and you have them, they're currently working either back to back or maybe if you do have 12-team playoffs, that's 6 games, spanning over maybe even 2 days or whatever. You have it every other day. And if how you have the brackets, you have one like they do in March Madness with the madness of teams there, and another tournament style I enjoy. And I'm sure I'll be doing a video previewing and reviewing and during the tournament upcoming on this channel when we get to it. This is a sports talk generally. But for them, they have, okay, you have these games here, these games here, and then subsequently the next week or the next rounds or whatever, then it goes smoothly for there. As in, let's say the South side bracket, you have 4 games on a Wednesday, and then you have those teams that played on the Wednesday are going to be playing on the Friday. The teams that played on the Thursday are playing on Saturday. So it's still, each team and matchup still get that break. That one break, so it's every other day, and then they break from there to the next round, to the second week, and then do the same thing until they get, until it gets cut down to the Sweet 16, Elite 8, and then they schedule it that way. So that's what I mean. That's how they could do it with just a simple 12-team format. If they do it for the college football moving forward, they can do that kind of thinking and planning and scheduling it, because then it could work for TV crews, for the ones that are going to be joining those games, whether it's ESPN specifically, or maybe they'll give it to other networks, which then is good for them, and get them out there or whatever. Having their people calling the games in this new tournament style. It'd be best for everybody. Best for business, best for the networks, best for the NCAA, really, and student athletes, for the colleges, for those lower colleges to get a chance in the spot there. And especially teams that, do go undefeated or do really well. Excuse me, from those mid-major conferences to actually stake a claim and put their hat in the dance, in the playoffs. Because you never know. Just like in the NFL playoffs, just like in any playoff, in any sport, you never know what team with the right momentum, or just, that day, catch that team off guard that was supposedly the favorite, can get a win and maybe go far in the playoffs. So I definitely hope that at least it goes to 8 teams. But in my, thinking, I would rather prefer it being 12 or 16 teams in the playoffs. Heck, it'd be awesome if they'd be able to plan and make a 20-team playoff, but that's not going to happen. I think the best that's going to happen, in my way of thinking, would be 8 teams, because I think that at least is a possibility that can actually, legitimately happen. But, the 12-team, 16, and 20-team playoff idea of mine are more of a pipe dream and without my preference. But I would be fine if they own what they do being an 8 team. I just at least want to have more teams than 4. Whether it's they just add 2 more and have 6 or 8, whatever, as long as it grows a little bit more, to be a little more inclusive. Now, I also get the other side of the coin of people saying, well, if you keep growing the playoff system and you have more teams, and there's always going to be those teams that feel gypped. There's always going to be a team that's outside looking in. Let's say you do have a 14-team playoff. That number 15, number 16 teams, ranked there. Their fan base, their people are going to be upset. I understand that. So so then the argument is, if you keep expanding it, then where's the end mark? Where does that madness end? Where, okay, they found a good roundabout number to pick that works logistically and analytically and however else it works for the networks and for the conferences. Gotta think of the conferences. That's why I think it would be great for major conferences to be able to be represented in a bowl game, to actually get a piece of the pie money-wise. I know It might be a little one-way thinking of always thinking of money, but it does make the world go round in a way. So um, it is what it is in that way. But then those conferences, if they do have a team represented, then not only does that team that's in this playoff to try to become national champions, then you get a piece of pie and money wise of revenue sharing, and then that not only goes to the team specifically, but to their conference as well, which then is better for all. To me, and maybe it's just me, but to me, I actually enjoy these other bowl games almost more so than I do the playoff games. I know the playoff games are supposed to have the best of the best in college football, and I'm sure they do. Then again, we had the Michigan State Alabama game tonight, but that was just a one night thing, maybe. Excuse me. But I actually enjoy watching these other ball games and other teams that maybe not get a chance to be on national TV that might be able to show their players' talents. It's all about that as well. Having the audience see players that maybe the scouts know, the NFL teams know, because that's their jobs to have scouts and watching these players from other mid-major conferences and lower conferences as well. But for the general public, and people like me and others, maybe on a low totem pole of the media, but just the viewing audience, not being able to see them, then that gives them that chance as well, or us as well to see them. So me, watching the whether it's the Holiday Bowl with the Wisconsin Badgers, winning the Holiday Bowl. Congratulations, Badgers. But whether it's Holiday Bowl, Idaho Potato Bowl, Independence Bowl, Music City Bowl, um, excuse me, I think there was the Military Appreciation Bowl, all the other bowls that maybe I can't even remember, but still I did have and will continue to enjoy those bowl games almost even more so and over the college football playoffs. So that's why I want the playoffs to expand to be able to include some of those teams that might not have gotten that second look or gotten even a look at all from the committee to be in the playoffs. But if you have 16 teams, then maybe a couple of them will get in there and show what they're worth. But like I said, it is what it is. But as you're supposed to be here, championship preview. It's going to be the Alabama Crimson Tide versus the Clemson Tigers. January 14th, I believe. National championship game. The undefeated Clemson Tigers. It could have been a situation where Clemson could be the college football champions going undefeated, running the table, and the Carolina Panthers and the NFL doing the same, but that's not going to be for Carolina. They still have a chance to be champions. They'll be super champions, but not in that way. Not that way anymore. But both looking strong in their games, both pretty much kicking butt, taking names. Oklahoma actually looked like it was close. It certainly was close at halftime than Alabama opened, or not Alabama. I apologize. Clemson. They're picking up steam in the second half. 30 unanswered points. 30. You blink twice and it's 30-14, I think, and then they score again. 38-17. They're late in the third quarter, and it's out of hand, and Clemson gets the win there. Alabama started off hot, continued hot, finished off strong. Winning with a purpose there over Michigan State. I thought that game was going to be much closer. I almost had a feeling that maybe Michigan State could have been the Ohio State last year, another Big Ten team, getting into the dance, getting into the playoffs, college football playoffs, facing Alabama, same opponent, beating them, and then becoming the national champions. I know Jemele Hill of ESPN would have liked that, and she would deserve to like that because that's her team. That's her alma mater. She's an alumni of Michigan State. That would be awesome for her school to do what Ohio State did. In the same position, facing Alabama, beating Alabama, and then winning against the team from the other matchup and the other semifinal to become national champions. And they both kind of had the similar story. From Ohio State of last year, Michigan State of this year, it would have been apropos. It would have made sense if that was the case. But alas, it was not even close. And, I'm not going to say that Michigan State didn't come to play. They came to play. They just didn't get on the track or be able to find their footing in a way. So Alabama just they just won. Just plain and simple there. So we got Alabama versus Clemson, two teams on a roll, with their big victories and just, pretty convincing victories and showing their dominance there in their semifinal games. And how, what do I think about the championship game? Well, I think, and I'm going to predict, so I do predictions every week on Talking Packers with Steve here on my channel, or here on this channel. I'm going to predict here for the college football finals and the national championship game. I'm going to predict Alabama over Clemson. I just don't think Clemson's going to finish it off. They can prove me wrong and they can win 58-2 or something, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think Alabama's going to win, but I think this game is going to be a dogfight. I think it's just a big, two alpha male teams going head to head. It's going to be a back and forth game, almost like a game with no defense. Alabama scores, Clemson scores, back and forth. It's going to be like a 62-58 final or something like that in overtime or something crazy like that or something like that, where it's that type of game, because those two are those type of offenses. Not saying their defenses aren't bad, but both of their offenses being, in my opinion, so good, and them answering each other's touchdowns and everything else. I think it's just going to be that kind of a shootout game. But I have Alabama over Clemson. My prediction for the final score in that game, I'm going to go 45-32, Alabama over Clemson. But we'll have to see. But again, like I said, I wanted to talk about college football playoffs, also the championship preview. It seems like I did more about the college football playoff system than the championship preview. But that's kind of how it works here on this channel, and hopefully you all enjoyed it. And again, to everybody, happy holidays, happy New Year. Hope your 2016 is awesome, super, and great. And as always, take care.